In a time long ago, the land of Egypt was ruled by Pharaoh, a tyrannical and oppressive king. Pharaoh not only controlled Egypt, but had enslaved the people of Israel. The Israelites endured severe hardships under his rule, forced into grueling labor and subjected to cruel treatment. The oppression wasn't just physical, their spirits were shackled by Pharaoh's tyranny. But one day, a light from heaven shone down. Moses was chosen by God to be a prophet and to lead the Israelites to freedom. He stood up against Pharaoh, demanding the release of his people. However, Pharaoh, intoxicated by his power, refused and mocked Moses and his people. In the face of Pharaoh's rejection, God granted Moses numerous miracles, such as his staff turning into a serpent and his hand becoming radiant before the people. But these were just the beginning. The miracles of Moses. Moses performed many signs and wonders to show Pharaoh that his power was nothing compared to God's. He turned his staff into a snake, caused plagues to ravage Egypt, and demonstrated many other signs of divine power. Yet Pharaoh stubbornly denied the truth and further oppressed the Israelites. Finally, God commanded Moses to lead his people out of Egypt and warned Pharaoh of the consequences of his actions. Escape from Egypt and the sea. After years of suffering, Moses and the Israelites finally managed to escape Egypt. However, Pharaoh, realizing that Moses and his people had fled, decided to chase them down. He gathered his army and set off in pursuit of the Israelites. Moses and the Israelites reached the shores of the Red Sea. There was nowhere to go. Ahead of them lay the vast waters, and behind them, Pharaoh's army was closing in. Fear and panic swept through the people of Israel. Some cried out, "Will we die here?" But Moses, with unwavering faith in God, answered, "No, God will save us." The miracle of the sea. At that moment, Moses called upon God for help. God instructed him to strike the sea with his staff. Moses raised his staff and struck the water. Suddenly, something miraculous occurred. The sea split in two, and a dry path appeared in the middle. The waters receded to the left and right, forming towering walls of water. The Israelites, who had been filled with fear, now walked forward with courage and faith. One by one, they crossed through the dry path, their footsteps echoing in the silence of the sea. Pharaoh's pursuit and the drowning of his army. Meanwhile, Pharaoh's army, seeing the path open before them, charged into the sea to capture the Israelites. They believed they could defeat Moses and reclaim victory. However, they had forgotten that God's power far surpasses that of any earthly king. As soon as Pharaoh's army entered the sea, Moses, by God's command, struck the water once more. The waters returned to their natural state, crashing together with a mighty force. The army of Pharaoh, caught in the midst of it, was drowned. The cries and struggles of the soldiers were lost beneath the waves, and only the sound of the roaring sea remained. The great lessons of the miracle. This mighty miracle not only saved the Israelites, but also delivered a powerful message to all of humanity. No power can stand against the will of God. Even the greatest kings and tyrants are powerless before God's infinite authority. This miracle showed the Israelites that if they kept their faith in God, He would always be with them in their times of need. No matter how dire the circumstances, God is capable of creating a way where none seems possible.